Well, good morning, guys. Got a little impromptu road trip. How impromptu? Well, my neighbor, who keeps an eye on our house and our bird force while we're gone. Last night, Miriam and I were sitting out front here in our little rocking chairs, as we are like to do, having a martini, and we're discussing the plans for the week. Now, Miriam has taken up a small part-time job through the week just to give her something to do, make her feel productive, working with a nonprofit, and it starts next week. And she says, what do you have on your agenda this week? And I said, well, it's the last week of the month. I just got a couple of loose items to tidy up, nothing that's important. Oh, and here she comes right now with my co-conspirator.
Hello.
So anyway, she said, did you have something?
I was just going to wait and see what you said I said.
Oh, she goes, why don't we go on a road trip with a Spyder? And I'm going, okay. When? She goes, tomorrow morning. Be gone for 3 days. I went, we're not packed. It's like 5:30. And she goes, well, let's get packed. So we start improvising, and I've been redoing my checklist, so I don't have a checklist to really use. So I'm like, all right, really boils down to, what do you need? I need a toothbrush and a credit card. And everything else from there, we can pretty much improvise. Probably even improvise the toothbrush with the credit card. So, get up this morning and run through everything as best I can. Check the oil, check tire pressure, charge all the cameras, and we're almost ready to go. And funny, the trailer has almost the same amount of stuff as we took on 2 months to the West Coast. And we're only going to go a couple hundred miles to the mountains. But that's us. So, an impromptu trip to the Blue Ridge Mountains. Haven't done that since I was in my early 20s. So we'll see how this works. Well, we are on the road. Miriam, where are we going?
Oh, we're running out of town.
We've been run out of town.
It feels fun. I don't think, have we ever done this? I don't recall such a spur of the moment trip, but it's a gorgeous week weather-wise. We're heading to the hills.
Yep, and we didn't know exactly where we were going until about 30 minutes ago, and I got the reservations firmed up. Heading to the Peaks of Otter up on the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Yeah, and it'd be a good reconnaissance mission to see if that might be a good spot for our next meetup in 2023.
Yep, we're gonna do a meetup next year. Where and when? No idea. But we enjoyed those so much that we're gonna do another one. Tried to make reservations last night. You know, the National Park System has historically used a reservation vendor named Delaware North, and apparently they have a new vendor that does the reservations. And so I go into the system and I make the reservations. You know, if you're familiar with buying stuff online, I type in the credit card number and expiration date and all that stuff like that. And he goes, okay. You know, pushed a little green button at the bottom of the page, and I thought, okay, I'm done. I made the reservations, and I got a feedback that would indicate that I had made the reservations, but apparently not. I don't know if it was the computer or whether it was.
You just missed a step. Just one more step.
I missed a step anyway.
Oh well, all's well that ends well.
Yeah, so I didn't get an email. My credit card wasn't charged, so it's like, great. We're packed. We have no place to go.
Well, I don't think a midweek reservation is a hot commodity, so.
Especially this time of year, it's kind of the off season.
Yeah.
The reason I like Peaks of Otter, it's a known commodity for a last minute getaway. They have a nice restaurant. We brought some of our own food. And here's the irony. I don't know if the irony is the right word, because we're going out of town again next week. Coming back up to the mountains for the Overland Expo. So it's like, I almost feel like we're doing something wrong traveling this much. But, you know,
there are no rules.
There
are no rules for retirement.
So we did not gas up when we left home. Normally I will always leave home with a full tank, but we're now just below a quarter, between a quarter and an eighth, and it's a 7.5 gallon tank. And the interesting thing is the amount of gas we're going to put in it here in just a few minutes. It won't be anything that would resemble the amount of gas that my gas tank says I've used. And it's not just my interpretation. I talked to other Spyder drivers, and they all seem to have the same observation. So logic would dictate that we would need somewhere around 6.5 gallons to fill the 7.5 gallon tank, since it's down below between an eighth and a quarter. 4.56 gallons, that's all it took. It's non-linear. So I had never put more than 5 gallons in this gas tank. Well, our route today is going to take us pretty much off of the interstate the entire trip, which makes me very happy. We left our area of Virginia Beach, got up on US 460, and then we take a shortcut through the back roads, bypassing some other towns on US 40. US 40 is an old route it's a state route that I just love to take. It's pretty much like this the entire time. I think, and one of the nice, interesting things about Route 40, it goes through the area of Fort Pickett, and Fort Pickett is I think it's Army National Guard training facility. It's a big place. When we get closer, we'll see signs for tank crossings. So we're coming up to the intersection of Route 40 and US 1. And you know I have a fetish for big highways or long highways or highways with a story. And US 1 has a terminus in Maine. I believe it is next to the Canadian border. And the other end of US 1 is Key West. So make a left turn and go to Key West. Go to right turn and go to Maine. So it is the numbered highway system running just like the interstates. If it's an odd number, it's north and south. If it's an even number, it's east and west. And that's the easternmost single U.S. highway, Route 1. Well, we made it, got checked in. Being this is a shoulder season, some of the parts of the lodge are not open, such as the pub. It's closed tonight and tomorrow night. Yeah.
I think it's open tomorrow night.
Maybe tomorrow night?
Monday and Tuesday it's closed.
Monday and Tuesday's closed, so maybe...
There's hope for tomorrow.
There's hope for tomorrow. They're not serving breakfast the next 2 days?
Today and tomorrow. I think Thursday we may get some breakfast.
We'll get breakfast, but we brought our own. That's why our little pantry bag over there. We threw some breakfast stuff in there. Plus, they may have some grab and go in the front. I don't know. Anyway, our room, standard room. We've been to this lodge before. Sleeping bed, gear bed. Nice patio with chairs and overlooking the lake. It's real nice. The temperature. The ride up was pretty much 75 degrees for the entire ride up. And then when we got here, we're a little higher up. The temperature dropped about 10 degrees. It's about 65 degrees. Of course, it is later in the evening because right now it's about 5:30. We're going to go grab some dinner. If I have to eat my own cooking tomorrow morning, I don't want to eat my own cooking this evening also. So we're going to go grab some dinner. Hi. To the Great Escape. So what are you having, Miriam?
Trout and rice pilaf and veggies.
I'm having half a cow. Well, good morning. We're here at the Peaks of Otter, and originally we understand that the restaurant was not going to be open for breakfast, and they told us it probably would be. So we're coming over here, and we smell food cooking, so...
Got high hopes.
High hopes. So we could always eat instant grits and instant oatmeal another time. We're in luck. They are serving breakfast. Oh, that's good. Which begs the question. I've asked this before. Which came first, human consciousness or coffee? How can you have coffee without human consciousness? But how can consciousness exist without coffee? It's a quandrum. Spend more time thinking about this. So Miriam, what do you have here?
Oh, just the Peaks. Scrambled eggs and grits and toast and bacon.
I'm having the omelet, custom built, and looks very good. Very full. I wanted to take a moment to give you a quick tour of the Peaks of Otter Lodge. The lodge offers a gift shop. Just beyond the lobby is the pub area with a full stocked bar, where you can also enjoy an entree. But really it's the view that we came for. After breakfast, we decided to climb on the Spyder and just take a scenic ride through the area, stopping and picking up some apples along the way. So after our sojourn onto the parkway, then back down the mountain to get some apples for Miriam, we're back up in the Peaks of Otter area, and we're going to take the shuttle up to the top, which you can't see from here, but we're going to get some provisions first, have some lunch, and we're going to go to the Sharp Top store and provision up. We had planned on shooting lots of video, but alas, the SD card gremlins strike again, leaving us with only snapshots from our cell phones. Well guys, hope the lighting is somewhat decent. We're finishing up our evening and this video. We were, wish we had, my GoPro died on the bus ride up, and lesson learned, I needed to start taking spare action cameras, because we were up on the top of that and looking down on us, and I'll insert a photograph that Miriam took of us up there, but it was quite scenic. And we went to the pub and had a martini, had chat with several nice couples who were also fellow travelers and adventurers, and it's just so much fun to meet like-minded folks.
Yeah.
And for lunch we met, well, they were having lunch, 3 folks on Spyders, 3 women who were out of a remote area in Virginia, and we got a chance to say hi to them. And they were just out on a ride. I don't know how long, but they're heading up to the Shenandoah National Park. Next stop. Anyway.
Yeah, and a Canadian gentleman who rides a Spyder. Didn't bring it with them, but he has one. Yep.
Up there where they make them. And tonight we're cutting corners financially, and my dinner is beef stroganoff, and Miriam is
Wild Zora for me.
Wild Zora for the wild woman.
And hello to our viewer Zora. We're thinking of you this evening.
So we're going to eat our meals as soon as they're fully hydrated, and you know, they're pretty tasty. Don't want to live on them, but it's I think overall it's a third of the cost of eating at the dining room at the lodge. So
yeah, the nutrition is good too.
Yeah, and tasty. It's very quite tasty.
Yeah.
So, and we have some wine left over from last night. Finishing that up, and tomorrow we're going to head east, back home.
So it's been a nice respite.
Yeah, and strange thing is, we have to go home, cycle the gear, because next week we head out again on another trip. So we'll take you guys along. So until then,
bye-bye. Y'all take care.
Thanks for watching.